Today I'm making a cake for my friend's birthday. My plan is to make a chocolate cake because vanilla cake is just boring to me. And then I'm going to cover it in vanilla buttercream icing. Add sprinkles to the sides and finally blue icing for the writing on top. Let's get started and hopefully this looks and tastes delicious. So to start, add 4 cups of flour. You want to sift this flour because that way it just gives your cake such a better texture. It works best to pound the sifter to really get all that flour to come out. And it takes a while, but it's worth it. Add 1 teaspoon of salt to the flour, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, next, attach the beater attachment to your mixer, mix up that flour, and then add the sugar, 4 cups of it. I know it sounds like a lot, but trust me, this cake did not taste too sweet. Now get out a pot. This is to make your chocolate mixture in. Start with 2 sticks of butter, 2/3 of a cup of cocoa powder, add 2 tablespoons of coffee. Yes, coffee. Though bitter in large amounts, in small amounts, this coffee will enhance the flavor of the chocolate. Next, add 2 cups of water and set your heat to medium. Give it a stir, continually stir it until it simmers. Keep that butter from burning. Once it's done, go ahead and pour the whole pot of that chocolate mixture, almost like hot chocolate, into the dry ingredients. Now fit your attachment back and turn the mixer on to low speed. Mix it until just combined. Now go ahead and make the cream mixture. That's going to be 4 large eggs, 1 cup of sour cream, and this won't make the cake taste sour, but it will give it a super creamy flavor. And add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Whisk it all together. Open up the mixer and pour this in. Close the mixer and mix it all together. And once done, your batter should be thin enough. While you're mixing it, go ahead and take the spatula and scrape down the sides. Also, once you're done, scrape down the paddle to make sure you get all that batter out. Pour the batter into 2 baking sheets and even it out as best you can. Also, make sure you grease those sheets before so that your cake comes out clean. And once you're done putting all the batter into the baking sheets, bake them in the oven at 375 degrees for 25 minutes. Next, make the buttercream frosting. Now I actually didn't make enough the first time. You need about 2.5 times what I did. I did two sticks of butter. 4 cups of powdered sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Mix it all together, and while you're mixing it, add a 1/4 cup of milk. Scrape down that paddle to make sure you get all the delicious frosting. And I recommend you actually use the whisk attachment when doing this. All right, so our cake is out of the oven. Let's test it. Let's see if it's done. And that one's good. And so is that one. Yay! Cut around the edge to make sure that your cake is free of that baking sheet. Carefully flip it onto a cooling rack so that it doesn't get too moist. Looks like a big brownie almost. And I put a little bit of frosting on the cake too soon. But now I'm transferring it from the cooling rack to a cutting board, which is what my cake will rest on. It's a little hard to get off, it wanted to stay, but eventually I was able to just slide it right off. Put your frosting in a bag and just cut the corner off to make a icing bag. You can also buy them at the stores. To apply the frosting onto the cake, to stack the 2 layers, just make some strips across it, and you can smooth those out with a spatula or, better yet, a butter knife. All right, now it's fully iced. Let's put that top piece of cake on. It just picked right up, look at that. Boom. Try to get it as even as possible. And you may want to cut off the sides to make it even more even. Slather frosting all over the top. This is so satisfying to watch. All right, I put that in the fridge for a few minutes to let it cool down because the buttercream likes to melt, but now we're back at it. This is a good time to mention that you can get all of the ingredients for this recipe with my links down in the description for Amazon. Try to get that icing as smooth as you can, but don't mess with it too much, otherwise you'll get crumbs in the icing. Take your piping bag and apply the thin strips of icing to the sides as well, and you can smooth those out with a butter knife. Also fill in that gap in the middle. And boom, look at that cake. It looks absolutely amazing. I'm so happy with how this turned out. I put sprinkles on the side, as you can see, wrote on the top. The no way part is a personal joke with my friend. This cake was fire.